Hello, hello! I'm Avalon, and this is Voice Notes from the Chrysalis, my 21 episode podcast where I share all of the golden nuggets that I've discovered through being completely transformed over the past 5 years in celebration of my launch of my digital course, Discover Yourself. And this is episode 21. Wild, wild. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm so excited to talk about the difference between coaching and mentoring. And this doesn't seem related to transformation, but I encourage therapy, and honestly, I encourage like receiving coaching too. And there if you are rolling your eyes, it is so justified. I am literally like certified professional coach, went through 9 months of training, paid $10,000. It was life-changing in such a huge extent. That is how I encountered the Wheel of Life exercise that is in my course, Discover Yourself, that I have made my own. So powerful. You don't gotta pay $10,000 though. You can get my course at a discount if you sign up to be an early bird on December 21st, or the public will get it on December 28th. And Discover Yourself includes three of the most powerful exercises I encountered over the past 5 years, but I paid $20,000 total to experience all of those exercises. And over the years, I have wanted to make those exercises my own and improve them, especially the values exercise. Oh my God, I love that tool so much. It is so powerful. And yeah, I highly recommend it. You should check it out in the show notes. But I think it's important to talk about the difference between coaching and mentoring, especially what I was starting to say is like as someone who went through coach training, a very reputable one, uh, training program. There are so many bullshitters out there. There are so many life coaches that are just trying to t take your money and they're not actually coaching, okay? So coaching has a real definition. It's a real process. It has guardrails on it. I'm going to reference the ICF definition of coaching. I'm not going to quote it to you, and I will link it so you know what I'm talking about. But essentially, like that is the national, international body of standardizing coaching across the board. And my God, it like what it actually is supposed to be is like so structured, so strict. Like they in the coaching program, they said if you do not have an agreement every single session about the goal, the end goal for the session, you have a 30-minute coaching session. The first thing you do with your client is say, what is the goal of the session? And if you do not have an agreement between the two of you verbally about what is that goal of the session, it's technically not coaching in the eyes of this like governing body. That's not the right word, but this institution of coaching. Um, you can do everything else, but if you don't have that one piece, it's not coaching. So this is actually a whole soapbox of mine. And it's relevant because again, going through all this transformation, one of those big transformative experiences was going through that coaching program. And yes, I am a really great coach. But honestly, the value of going through that program was receiving all the coaching that I received. I literally don't even know how many hours of coaching from my peers, from a professional coach outside of the organization. Like, it was incredible. Like, literally the highest impact, like most concentrated, like quality investment of time with a professional. Like coaching is different than therapy because it's very strategic and targeted, and there's a level of accountability that doesn't have to be present in therapy. It's important to distinguish between coaching and therapy for sure, but I think it's important also to distinguish between coaching and mentoring slash advising. Okay? When you buy a course online, a digital course from a content creator, most likely you are actually paying for digital rep like for digital mentoring or advising. They're essentially saying, this worked for me. Here, you try. This is what I recommend you do. It worked for me. And while, yes, I'm in my course, I am selling 3 exercises that I created, but this is not a copy and paste thing. These are your own experiences. You and I are very different. What worked for me may not work for you. And not only are we different, unique people, we have different, unique cultural experiences, economic, like systems that we're in, different time frames. The world is evolving so quickly these days that nothing, like for someone who's 2 years younger than me, I can tell them this is what worked for me, this is what worked for me. They can be super similar to me, that we can be in the same industry, we can have similar interests and they can do exactly what I did, and it might not work for them. That is what most programs being sold online are. Hey, this is the path I took. Here, you try. That's not, I mean, it might be valuable and it might be helpful and transformative. Like there are, a lot of those things have great testimonials on it. But that is essentially like mentoring and advising, where a mentor says, hey, I went through this program, like my MBA mentor. She has been through that program. She knows all of the like professors. She can mentor me on how I should navigate that program because she has been through it before. She's mentoring me. An advisor is giving you advice based on their experience that they have lived through. They're prescribing you advice. They're prescribing you, hey, do this homework, take this action. This is what I recommend. This is what I suggest. A coach does something completely different. A good, proper coach does something completely different. And my course has a coaching mindset. I don't know what else to call it, a coaching approach. I am not telling you what path I took and hey, here, now you try. I am saying that these are self-discovery exercises that anyone can do, and your results will be completely different than mine. They will be unique to you. You will have your own experience with these, but you will still get all of this value that will be yours. It will not be mine. It will be totally different than mine. It will be excitingly beautiful, unique to you, that no one can tell you that that isn't yours. I hope it's making sense. Okay, but to talk about what coaching is. So comes like even the term coaching comes from the idea of like a horse and buggy coach and how they're I'm gonna butcher this analogy because I can't remember how it goes. But essentially, the client is in the driver's seat and the coach is coaching them while they are still in the driver's seat. The coach is not in charge. The mentor is in charge. The advisor is in charge. There's a power dynamic happening. The coach is constantly, should be, centering the client and their experience. The coach should not talk about their own lived experience unless it builds trust with the client. For the most part, the coach is really just going to ask questions and reflective listen, repeat back, this is what I'm hearing you say. It sounds like this. It sounds like you're thinking this, experiencing this. And essentially, like a doula that helps you realize things, but the client is at the center the whole entire time. It is not about the coach at all as a person. The coach is facilitating something, a process within you. And a brilliant coach does this, and you don't even know that you're at the center of the conversation. You ideally go into a coaching session, even like a 30-minute one is the most common amount of time that I have experienced. And they're like, again, properly, you set a goal. this is how I would ideally like to walk away from this coaching session. Most of the time, I'm like, I literally have no idea how I'm going to walk away feeling that way about this thing. It's not possible in 30 minutes. A good coach, like, will, if not fully get you there, get you close or closer to experiencing that. Uh, yeah, goal. It is wild. You do have to come with something coachable, as they say. It can't be, I want to walk away feeling like a millionaire. They can't make that happen in 30 minutes, but they can help you realize what's standing in between you and becoming a millionaire, you know? So oh, I just feel so strongly about this because I went through this really, really powerful program and I immediately just knew that people have bastardized the term coaching. Like, and it doesn't help that there's also sports coaching, which, I mean, ideally, a sports coach should also be a good, like, proper, official, like real coach, the definition that I'm talking about, like they should help the athletes actualize their potential. But it's not always the case. And, you can be, a high school math teacher and be a coach, a sports coach. So, yeah, I feel very, very strongly, especially as someone who is online selling a digital course, yet another one. And I needed to dedicate a whole episode to why and how mine is different. It's because I would not feel ethically okay being like, gathering up the information of what has happened on my path and then package it up and sell it to you because that's not fair. You can't recreate my life. You can't recreate the circumstances that I have experienced. It's not possible and it's not fair and it's not okay for people to take your money when that is at the core of what they're selling. Um, so I guess just know that Discover Yourself has a coaching approach in which you are centered through the whole experience. And when you buy this course, you buy it for lifetime. You have access to it forever. And while a lot of these things will stay constant, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, those don't change very frequently. But as we said in a previous episode, we're always evolving. And we can't be too attached to our identities because that will hold us back. And I have found like this year as I was developing this course and going through the values tool myself, I discovered that my like highest value is freedom. And I know for a fact 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that was absolutely not my most prized value, my highest value. It probably would have been belonging because I needed and wanted to feel that. So, but now that I have healed so much and I have unraveled so much and allowed myself to come home to myself again, former episode, where I feel I have belonging. It doesn't have to be a huge value of mine because I have it. Now I value freedom because everything that I could want could fall underneath that value. And with the values tool in Discover Yourself, it's not just, ooh, look at a list and pick your value. Oh my God, I feel so strongly about other leadership courses that literally have an alphabetical list of values, and the assignment is to just stare at this list and maybe circle ones you resonate with, and maybe you circle 10, and then you got to cross them out and narrow them down yourself. No, that like cognitively is so hard to do to just stare at a list on paper. No. So I created a bracket system and I don't want to share too much about it because of the intellectual property of it. I would love for you to buy the course, experience it for yourself. But not only do you identify values in general, You identify your ideal values, your anti-values, which are the values that repel you the most, like your like not values, essentially, anti-values, and your right now values. Because oftentimes our ideal values are that's when I ask you, hey, in an ideal world, where everything is perfect and everything is working out for you, what do you value? Your right now values are right now in your life, what are you prioritizing and what do you value? And those will be different. And it is clarifying because it puts it in perspective of like, oh, I'm prioritizing family now as my right now value, but really my ideal value is freedom. I'm prioritizing family right now because of where I am in my life or whatever it is, and it makes sense. So it's different. It's gonna be different. So I just, I deeply love this course. I believe in it so much, in the value of it, in the transformative power of it. And I don't mean to like go on and on about it. I'm sorry. I will wrap this up. You're curious about the course, you can check it out in the show notes. You can sign up to be an early bird. Actually, I think if all the posting of episodes goes as planned, I believe today is the day that the course has launched for the early birds. Oh my God, so exciting! Because yeah, the goal is to release the 21st episode on the 21st of December. So if you signed up to be an early bird, you are now getting discounted early access. Check your emails. I'm so excited for you. Oh my God, please tell me all about it. I want to hear all your feedback. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. I am so excited for you. And if you're listening to this later and you missed the early bird time, it is available on after December 28th. So, oh, I'm so excited for you and thank you for going on this journey with me. I needed to tell you about the difference between coaching and mentoring. So, I appreciate you so much and I will see you next time for a little closing episode. But thank you so much for being here. I deeply appreciate you.